Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're sitting alone in your dark kitchen surrounded by empty takeout containers, mascara-stained tears running down your face, and another day of crushing it professionally, another night of drowning in shame and secretly eating. What if I told you that your food addiction is not a personal failure, but a sophisticated survival mechanism built by years of corporate pressure? Every late night binge, every hidden wrapper, every moment of gut-wrenching self-hatred, it's not because you're broken. It's because you're a high-performing woman fighting an impossible battle. In this video, I'm going to show you, number one, the real reason high-achieving women get trapped in food addiction. Number two, why everything you've been told about dieting is wrong. And number three, my proven 3-step method to break free from emotional eating. How to transform your relationship with food without sacrificing your career. And lastly, the hidden psychological triggers sabotaging your success. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why you've been struggling and have a clear roadmap to reclaim your power, your health, and your professional potential. If you're new here, I'm Jessica Lawson. I know exactly what it's like to be a high-achieving professional trapped in a cycle of food addiction because I've lived it. After struggling with my own emotional eating, I underwent bariatric surgery and lost 120 pounds, but weight loss was just the beginning. And as a former executive and now a certified nutrition coach and an emotional eating coach, I've helped over 120 women break free from the same cycles that once controlled me. It's not just about losing weight. It's about understanding the unique challenges that high-performing women face, because I'm one. With certifications in nutrition, combined with my personal experience navigating the demanding world of corporate leadership, I've developed a proven method that goes far beyond traditional dieting. I'm not just another coach. I'm someone who has walked in your shoes, survived the corporate grind, and found a way to truly transform my relationship with food. Let's get real about your daily reality. You're a high-performing executive navigating a corporate landscape that demands superhuman performance, back-to-back Zoom meetings, critical presentations, managing teams, and answering emails at midnight, all while trying to maintain a perfect professional image. Your day probably starts at 6 a.m. with good intentions, a protein bar instead of breakfast, coffee replacing actual nutrition, and lunch is a sad salad eaten during a conference call, dinner, whatever you can grab between your child's bedtime and your next work task. The stress is relentless. Performance reviews, stakeholder presentations, quarterly targets. The pressure is constant, and food becomes your only consistent comfort, your secret weapon for surviving impossible expectations. But here's the truth. You are not weak. You're not failing. You're surviving a system designed to push you beyond human limits, a system that celebrates burnout as a badge of honor, and your emotional eating isn't a character flaw. It's a sophisticated survival mechanism your brain has created to keep you functioning. So let's dive into the brutal neuroscience of why you're actually stuck in this cycle. Your corporate environment isn't just a workplace. It's a perfectly designed trap for emotional eating. Now, imagine your brain as a sophisticated survival machine. Every high-stress meeting, every impossible deadline, every moment of professional pressure triggers a biochemical cascade. Cortisol floods your system, spiking your stress levels. Dopamine becomes scarce, and your brain, evolutionary, wired to protect you, starts screaming, "We need comfort, we need energy." And what provides instant comfort and energy? Food. Specifically, the high-fat, high-sugar foods that give you an immediate dopamine hit. That late-night DoorDash order isn't weakness. It's your brain's emergency survival strategy. But here's the harsh reality. Corporate environments are neurologically designed to break you down. Constant performance expectations, limited recovery time, chronic stress. These aren't just professional challenges. They're biochemical warfare against your body's natural balance. Your 50 to 60-hour work weeks, the constant context switching, the emotional labor of managing teams and expectations, these aren't just taxing. They're systematically depleting your body's stress resilience, and food becomes your only consistent source of relief. Your brain isn't wired for corporate perfection. It's wired for survival. Survival looks like that secret stash of protein bars in your dress drawer, those late-night pizza orders, and those hidden drive-through runs between meetings. So, how does your body actually respond to this relentless professional stress? Beyond the surface-level stress that you experience lies a complex biochemical response. And look, your body isn't failing you. It's fighting for you in ways that you've never understood. So let me pull back the curtain on your brain's most sophisticated defense mechanism. Understanding the corporate stress eating cycle means breaking it down into 4 critical stages. Stage 1, stress trigger activation. Stage 2, cortisol biochemical response. Stage 3, cravings and emotional eating mechanism. Stage 4, shame and cycle perpetuation. Picture this. You're sitting at a high stakes performance review and your heart is racing, your palms are sweating, and the executive across the table from you is reviewing your last quarter's performance. In this moment, your brain doesn't see a professional evaluation, it sees a threat. Your body launches its most advanced defense mechanism, cortisol. That cunning survival hormone floods into your system, and suddenly your brain is screaming for energy, for protection, for survival. This isn't just happening during performance reviews, it's happening in those complex project negotiations where millions of dollars are on the line, high pressure presentations that could define your career, unexpected leadership challenge that tests your entire professional identity, and 4, client meetings where one wrong word could cost everything. Your brain can't tell the difference between a prehistoric predator and a brutal corporate moment, unfortunately. So it does what it's evolutionary programmed to do: prepare for battle. So cortisol unleashes its survival strategy, which means rapid energy mobilization, shutting down non-essential bodily functions, hijacking your brain's reward system and triggering immediate intense food cravings. This isn't a personal failure. This is a neurological masterpiece of protection. Your body's doing exactly what it's designed to do: keep you alive in a world that constantly demands more than humanly possible. But let's dive deeper into the intricate stages of your body's survival mechanism. Stage 1, professional stress trigger landscape. Your brain doesn't just experience professional challenges, it perceives them as life-threatening scenarios. So performance reviews become battlegrounds where your entire career feels like it's hanging by a thread. High-stakes presentations transform into moments that could make or break your years of hard work. Complex project negotiations carry millions in potential consequences, and quarterly business reviews feel like professional judgment day. Suddenly, leadership challenges test your entire professional identity. Client conflict scenarios demand perfect emotional navigation, and unexpected team restructuring threatens your sense of stability. Your brain doesn't differentiate between a saber-toothed tiger and a brutal board meeting. The result is a full-scale neurological survival mechanism. Stage 2, cortisol's strategic biochemical warfare. So when stress strikes, your body deploys its most sophisticated defense system. Cortisol isn't just a hormone, it's a survival commander, and it mobilizes blood glucose for immediate energy, which systematically shuts down non-essential bodily functions, instantaneously triggers calorie-dense food cravings. This also recalibrates your metabolism for maximum energy preservation. This isn't a personal failure. This is your body's most intelligent survival algorithm. Stage 3, cravings and emotional eating patterns. Professional eating isn't about hunger, it's about survival. Survival snacking happens between back-to-back meetings, and stress compensation emerges through late-night food delivery after impossible days. Emotional buffering occurs with secret drawer snacks during high-pressure moments. Performance recovery manifests as comfort food after challenging interactions, and exhaustion eating presents as high-calorie meals combating mental fatigue. Your brain's eating motivation stems from dopamine restoration, metabolic energy conservation, and psychological comfort seeking and neurochemical rebalancing. Stage 4, the shame and perpetuation cycle. The most devastating stage of this cycle is not the eating, it's what happens after, because internal criticism amplifies. Professional identity gradually erodes, and metabolic stress response intensifies. Self-worth systematically degrades, and this cycle perpetuates through a corporate culture that celebrates burnout, values productivity over human stability, and provides minimal recovery infrastructure, which maintains constant unrealistic performance expectations and offers a complete lack of emotional support. You're experiencing a predictable survival response in a fundamentally unsustainable professional environment. Your body isn't failing you, it's executing a complex survival strategy designed to protect you from continuous, unrelenting stress. But understanding the cycle isn't about willpower, it's about strategic neurological intervention. Part 2, let's talk about breaking the cycle. Understanding the cycle is only half the battle. Now, let's talk about how you actually break free. Most women try to fight this biological response with willpower. Spoiler alert, that never works. You're not fighting a character flaw, you're attempting to rewire a sophisticated survival mechanism. And the real transformation happens when you start treating your body as an ally, not an enemy. Stress recognition is your first critical intervention, because before you can interrupt the cycle, you must become a master capture of your stress triggers. This means developing a hyper-awareness of your professional landscape. And you're going to learn to identify specific stress points that activate your survival response. Those moments in meetings, presentations, and high-pressure interactions that send your nervous system into overdrive. Cortisol management becomes your new superpower. Your goal isn't to eliminate cortisol, you need it. It's to manage its impact strategically, because you're going to develop targeted breathing techniques that can reset your nervous system in minutes. Nutritional strategic defense transforms food from a potential enemy to critical communication with your body's survival system. Your meals become precisely calibrated interventions. Protein-forward nutrition that stabilizes your blood sugar, complex carbs providing sustained energy, and hydration as a primary stress management tool. Micronutrient-dense foods that actively support your stress resilience. Now, emotional regulation becomes your most sophisticated tool, because emotional eating, it's never about the food. It's about unprocessed emotions stored in your professional and personal experience. Now, let me introduce you to the strategic intervention that changes everything, the freedom methodology. This is not a diet. This is a complete neurological and professional reset. So let's walk through what this means. F. F stands for foundations of nutrition, because nutrition is not about restriction. It's about strategic fuel for your high performance life. And we're rebuilding your relationship with food as a performance enhancement tool. Imagine meals that don't just feed you, but optimize your cognitive function, stabilize your energy, and support your professional goals. R is to recognize emotional triggers. Look, most women try to suppress their emotions, but we're to map them. Every stress response, every professional pressure point becomes data, not a personal failure. You're going to learn to recognize the exact moments that your brain shifts into survival mode, giving you the power to interrupt the cycle before it begins. E stands for establish healthy boundaries. Your professional life does not own you. Repeat after me. Your professional life does not own you. We're going to create clear, non-negotiable boundaries that protect your energy, your health, and your worth. This means learning to say no, creating recovery protocols, and designing a work environment that supports your holistic performance. E is to eliminate shame cycles. Shame is the most destructive hormone in your system, and we're going to systematically dismantle the narrative that food struggles define your professional worth. Every binge, every moment of guilt becomes a learning opportunity, not a personal indictment. D, develop stress management. Stress management isn't about meditation apps, all right? It's about redesigning your entire professional response system. We'll develop targeted interventions that transform how your body and mind handle pressure, turning stress from a threat into a performance catalyst. O is to optimize professional performance. Your relationship with food directly impacts your leadership potential. We're going to align your nutrition, your energy management, and emotional resilience to elevate your professional presence. Imagine showing up to every meeting, every presentation with unprecedented clarity and confidence. M is to maintain sustainable habits. Sustainability isn't about perfection. It's about creating a system so integrated with your life that healthy choices become your default. And we're building habits that evolve with you, supporting your growth personally and professionally. This isn't just a methodology. It's a complete professional and personal transformation. It's about reclaiming your power, your health, and your professional potential. And if you're experiencing the exact challenges that I've described, I want to invite you to a complimentary executive food freedom strategy call. It's a strategic call to determine if you're a potential fit for my high-level coaching program. And during our call, we'll assess your specific food and professional challenges, determine if the freedom method is right for you, and explore whether you're ready for a transformative coaching experience. But here's the reality. This program is not for everyone, and I only work with high-performing women truly committed to breaking their food addiction cycle and elevating the professional life. If you're ready to have an honest, no BS conversation about transforming your relationship with food and yourself, click the link in the description to book your strategy call. Spots are extremely limited, but your breakthrough can start today.